Let's start.
Pop up आएगा sir अभी like yes. Good afternoon to everybody. Today we are gathered here in a session which is organizing by MOE IMT Engineering Innovation Cell and the Department of MCA. Here we are gathered to for a panel discussion with innovation and startups developed and linkage with innovation ambassador for mentoring support. First of all, I would like to introduce all the present guests here. One more guest, Dr. Bajrang Mishra, Professor, Department AC from JSS College is also with us. Professor S.K. Mahajan, retired scientist, Sri Plani. Good afternoon, sir. One more, two candidate, the CEO and founder of their startup, Shivani Mishra and Vikas Kumar Sagar. Shivani Mishra is running a startup Curie, and Vikas is running Hobo Living. Both the concepts are very much different from each other, but the common thing is that particular that they both are BTech, but they did not choose their career to do a job in any multinational or national company. They just go with their startup and just have their dreams in the future to take their startup up to a certain level, which will prove itself or just a good entrepreneur and a good participation in the economy of India. So I just want to take permission from Dr. Mahajan and Dr. S.S. Tyagi, our director, sir, of IMT College of Engineering and President ISC, Dr. Sanjay Pachori, to start the panel discussion. First of all, I just want to have some brief about their startup. Shivani, can you just a little bit aware about your startup, because you are running your startup from 4 years and it is very successful. It is depend upon the medical fitness, meditation and all other. So just a little in short, just to brief your startup.
Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. This is the first time we are meeting, and I'm actually happy that the IMT college has invited me as a speaker. So first of all, thank you for that. Second thing is regarding like my profile and my startup, it is actually very different. I come from a BTech background, but I have selected a healthcare startup. So it's a quite different field what I have selected. It's based on my passion and interest, that what I actually feel for the medical sector. And regarding for the medical sector, I am basically focusing on solving the two problem statement. One is there is a rise in medical expenditures due to the information asymmetries. And second thing is like many people don't know that what are the right choice of treatments they should have at the first stage of the medications. So these are the two things I am trying to solve with this startup. And yes, I have registered and under the Startup India scheme, received the DPIIT certificates. Also, it's registered under the MCA, registered under the GST. So all these registrations I have done. Apart from this, running a startup is not a piece of cake. First of all, it takes lots and lots of effort, from strategy building to the planning, for the collaborations, associations, agreements, everything you need to do by yourself. So yes, at this stage I am doing it. For the service part, we are going with the B2B sectors at the first stage, and then with the B2C sectors. So regarding the B2B sectors, we are first targeting with the colleges and corporates and schools, then going with the B2C sectors. So that's all from my side.
Shivani, it's very nice to hear you about from yourself about your startup. It's good. Now, Mr. Vikas Kumar Sagar, just brief about your startup. It is a hobo living. It is just to make the comfortable the employees who are working or maybe living alone and just won't have comfort with their home like of rented accommodation. So it is a good. You have also done your diploma in mechanical, and after that you have done your BTech in CS, and after that you have started this startup. Just brief you about your startup, Vikas.
Yes, sir. First of all, good afternoon, all of you. Uh, this is Vikas from Hobo Livings. We are at Hobo Livings providing best accommodations for students living in metropolitan cities like Greater Noida, Delhi, Gurgaon, and etc. Actually, sir, when I just started my startup, this is actually an idea before 3 years ago. Like in 2017, I started working on this idea. So सर 3 साल पहले सर लाइक मैं ग्रेटर नोएडा बीटेक के लिए आया था, तो सबसे पहले सर मैंने प्रॉब्लम यही फेस करी थी ग्रेटर नोएडा में कि स्टूडेंट अदर लाइक मेट्रोपॉलिटन सिटीज में आते हैं, लाइक छोटे गांव से पढ़ने, और अदर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सिटीज से आते हैं वो अपने फ्यूचर करियर के लिए, फ्यूचर बिल्डअप के लिए। तो सर सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती है उनके एकोमोडेशन के लिए। लाइक मैं जब ग्रेटर नोएडा सर आया था, मैंने सबसे पहले एक पीजी में स्टे किया था, तो मुझे उसका खाने की क्वालिटी लाइक मुझे अच्छी नहीं लगी। तो मुझे ये डाउट हुआ कि सर अगर इस तरह चीजें चलती हैं स्टूडेंट्स के लिए पीजीज एंड हॉस्टल्स में, दिस इज नॉट फेयर, सो आई वांट टू चेंज दैट थिंग। सो आई कम अप विद एन आइडिया like Hobo Living, which ensures all the features like food, gym, and laundry for students, like जो भी उनको सब बेसिक डेली नीड चाहिए होती है वो हम प्रोवाइड करें विदाउट एनी हैसल एंड बेस्ट बजट। सो मैंने सर 3 साल पहले स्टार्ट किया था, एंड 2020 में दिसंबर में मैंने प्राइवेट लिमिटेड रजिस्टर करवाई, एंड आई हैव ए स्मॉल टीम ऑफ three people. We are working in Greater Noida, and we are a registered company on Startup India also. So basically, जैसा कि सर आपने पूछा कि मेरे पास मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग का डिप्लोमा भी है, बीटेक की डिग्री भी है, then why should I choose this? So sir, actually, to be true, I am not a good coder in BTech CS, और मैंने सर उस चीज पे ध्यान भी नहीं दिया। तो आई वाज ए थिंकर मोर देन अ कोडर। सो दिस इज माय सेकंड स्टार्टअप। बिफोर दिस इन 2016 मैंने सर एक और स्टार्टअप किया था जो कि फेल हो गया था सर। उसके बाद मैंने 2017 में ओवर लिंक्स पर काम स्टार्ट किया, एंड 2019-20 में मैंने ये ऑफिशियली प्राइवेट लिमिटेड रजिस्टर्ड गई, एंड वी आर वर्किंग ऑन। सो बेसिकली सर ओवर लिंक्स में हम करते क्या है, हम हॉस्टल्स एंड पीजीज के पास जाते हैं, उनसे टाई अप करते हैं। लाइक वी हैव ए वेबसाइट www.hoverlinks.com। वहां पर सर हम क्या करते हैं, जितने भी पीजीज एंड हॉस्टल्स हैं अभी ग्रेटर नोएडा में, उनको हम लिस्ट करते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर एमिनिटीज दे आर गिविंग, like which hostel is giving best food, AC, Wi-Fi, laundry,
Okay,
and many more things.
Since you are just try to do your best to provide something good, people which are maybe doing the job and all. It's a good concept. Matlab, maybe so your team is including you. You have 3 members in your team, I think. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Now I'm just going to also we have another guest with us, Dr. Bajrang Mishra. He's also with us. He is Shivani father. So nice of you to be here. Okay, sir. Now we are just going to start our session, panel discussion. And I'm just asking you a question. After that, giving you the chance to say something on that particular. And after that, our expert, Dr. Professor Mahajan, will give their expert comment on that particular. So I'm just going to start. My first question from Shivani is that looking at your academics, Shivani, you may have a good job, but why you have chosen this startup? What was the motive? What was the motive? Your anybody else which influenced you? What was the exact thing by which you have started this startup?
Yes, sir. Thank you for like asking me this question. First of all, This startup, I did not have in my mind that I will ever do a startup and become an entrepreneur. This was not in my mind. I was doing a BTech. After doing a BTech, like I wanted to know about this entire system, administration system, that how it actually works, how the country works, how the international organizations works, how different countries, like I had a deeper interest in politics, international relations, and geographical things, economics. I wanted to explore more. That I thought that BTech is just a degree. I have not got a proper knowledge for the executions part. So I prepared for the civil services, and I have appeared for civil services thrice. I could not qualify for it, but from that insight, I got so many informations that how the actually government works and what is the real problem of the country that the people are facing. It is not just the Indian country, but international also. I have talked to many people in the US, Europe, and other parts of the country, and I have came to know that this is the major issues what the people are facing across the world. Today, in today's times, many people they don't know the right choice of treatments, and hence they land up like into a greater medical expenditures and enter into the medical debt cases. This is not just a case in India, but it is a case in US. If you go by the statistics, so you will come to know that the US government is actually paying 18% of the GDP, whereas Indian government is actually like allocating about 1.5% of their GDP for the healthcare expenditures. This is a drastic, you can say, a stark difference in the expenditures of the government, how the policy is being created, up to what level the allocated amounts penetrate into the Indian cities and tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 cities, and how it is actually distributed. When I come to know about all this information, I have gone through many people, asked about their problem statements. I come to this solution that yes, this is the major issues that is prevailing in India and abroad. And if I can come up with some ideas and start my own organization and provide a solution to the people, it would be a great, rather than sitting and accepting the existing systems. So that's why after, like, I could not qualify the UPSC, but during my UPSC stage, I could analyze that how much the government is focusing on the startups, plus how much the government is focusing to solve the problems in India. And each and every index, let's say it's a global innovation index, global entrepreneurship index, these all index stands out to represent Indian government to the other nations. And it actually counts that let's say we generate a revenue, we pay our taxes, we represent the Indian governments, that from the Indian support systems we come up to this stage. Like in India, women entrepreneurs are not much, but when I analyze the system of the US, I come up that more than 50% of the US women are entrepreneurs. So I think that India somewhat has to promote it, and women has to come out to solve their problems of not just their home problems, but also there is a national problem that we can solve it. That's why I don't after reading so much, I could not accept the job, because a job constrains you in like a very narrow things. It doesn't allow you to expand yourself and to actually implement your ideas and strategies. Whereas in the startup, you get exposure, you try to analyze the things, and you try to implement those ideas, whatever you have studied. So let's say I have studied in the UPSC many things and I try to implement it in my startup. I have got so many analysis that how the government works, and that all same thing today I apply in the startup, and yes, I get so much of results. That is why, like within a span of 2 to 3 years, I was able to create a team of more than 50 to 60 members, and able to collaborate with the many more senior colleges and even the like corporates. So recently I have got into the partnerships and agreement with one of the US companies and even with the Indian companies. So this was just because I had a particular knowledge that how the policy making was going, what are the main things that are there that has to be addressed during the partnerships agreement, because these are the legal agreements that we need to sign. So each and everything I get a background from UPSC. That is why I am able to run it.
It's so nice of you to hear about your startup. Maybe the not only for just to earn the money, but it is more you are thinking about the people who are not getting maybe the good medical treatment or good medical advice, I can say. So
Yes.
the same question from Vikas, that you may have a good job, but why you have chosen this startup? A little bit you have earlier also just detailed us about that particular. But your motive is just to earn the money. Is it the motive, or maybe doing something else for the society?
No, sir, it's not all about the money. I think it's all about the freedom. I can say that like जब भी मैं सर जॉब के बारे में सोचता हूँ तो लगता है 9 to 5 जॉब and then no personal life and like मुझे लगता है कि जॉब में इतना बिजी हो जाता है इंसान कि वो like अपने लिए कुछ आइडियाज नहीं ला सकता है सर. बिजी सर एक्चुअली क्या है कि 9 to 5 जॉब से ज्यादा मेहनत है एक्चुअली स्टार्टअप में. बट आई चूज दिस आई चूज दिस बिकॉज इट इज ए एंटरटेनमेंट फॉर मी. लाइक जो भी करना होता है सर वो खुद के डिसीजन से करना होता है और खुद के आइडियाज पे करना होता है. गलतियां होती हैं सर, सीखते हैं, तो वो चीजें काफी इंस्पायर करती हैं. लाइक इट इज 9 to 5 जॉब लाइक उतनी भी बिजी लाइफ नहीं है जितना कि सर एक बिजनेसमैन की होती है. लाइक वी हैव टू बी केयरफुल होल डे होल नाइट अबाउट. अभी सर एक्चुअली जब मैंने स्टार्ट किया तो लाइक 2-3 महीने बाद ही सर थोड़ा डिप्रेशन हुआ कि लाइक ये सही डिसीजन था या नहीं था. मैं एक सही जॉब में हो सकता था. आई हैव डिप्लोमा एंड बीटेक इन कंप्यूटर साइंस. तो मैं काफी सोचता था कि सही डिसीजन सही था या नहीं था. बट इन स्टार्टअप फील्ड you have to believe on your idea. When you lose belief in your idea, everything is spoiled. Then मैंने सर दोबारा अपने आप को संभाला, थोड़ा समझाया कि दिस इज योर चॉइस. तुमने खुद चूज किया तो अब जो भी चूज किया है वो करना तो पड़ेगा. तो उसके बाद सर मैंने फोकस किया, देन अपने आइडिया पे भरोसा रखा, देन चीजें सर चलने लगी. देन IMT इंक्यूबेशन सेल सर कॉल आया कि you have opportunity to incubated in IMT incubation cell. Then I come here and then incubated in IMT incubation cell, and then things are going good now, sir. Like मैंने सर इसीलिए चुना कि like this is really fun for me compared to job.
Good, very good, Vikas. Nice to hear from your side also. Professor Mazen, we also need some opinion from your side, sir.
Okay, before I give my opinion, I would like to listen from our another guest, Dr. BP Mishra. Let him say something. Of course, then I will go.
Of course, sir.
Mishra sir, please. Am I audible, Mishra sir? Okay then.
I think he is not.
Yeah, I will respond. One thing is there in any entrepreneurship, and that is risk. If you are scared of taking risk, you can never succeed in any entrepreneurship venture or any business. So if there are no risks, no pains, there are no gains. If you want to have gains and at the same time, you want to serve the society. In 9 to 5 job, I'm working for someone else. Whereas as a startup, I'm working for myself as well as for my other fellow countrymen. As Shivani rightly said, and Vikas, that he wanted to help that youngs who are coming from rural area to urban NCR, that how can he be useful to those persons? Because those who come from say rural area, Bihar or Eastern UP. So this help by provided by Bolivi is highly appreciated. And so far as this products which Shivani is working on, that is really commendable because the health issues are a real issue in our country. जैसा कि प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जब कोरोना की पहली लहर थी तब उन्होंने बोला काढ़ा पियो, मुंह पे मास्क लगाओ और हैंड वॉश करो, सैनिटाइज करो, बस जब तक दवाई नहीं तब तक ढिलाई नहीं. So that is what I feel Shivani is inspired from. Okay, that is what I feel. Shivani, would like to say something?
I would like to have something into this. Like my inspiration comes from my family backgrounds. Like previously, I have seen in my families that there were medical negligence cases, there were medical issues that were not properly treated at the first stage, and hence the repercussions occurred
Correct.
to a severe and critical level. Which we do not have a proper information at that time to actually address it properly. So I think that this was the major inspiration I came that yes, if I could solve that problem in my own family, the family would have not suffered it. And I really feel those things for the other people also, because they are not getting a proper information that how to actually address those pain points for their medical issues. So I think that yes, this is a problem statement for me. That's why I am into this field.
Oh, thank you, Shiv.
Very nice, Shivani. Thank you, Professor Mazen. Now I'm just going to ask the second question from both the candidates. Just that Shivani first. What are the problems and bottlenecks you faced during your startup or maybe the initial phase of starting your startup?
Yes, sir. So during the initial stage of startup, like I was not knowing what is business. I was not knowing what is startup, how to grow the things. I was completely came from a UPSC background, from an educational background, and entering into the business line. So these are the two major differences I could analyze in my things. In UPSC, you don't interact with many people and you actually focus on more on studies. And I was not so active on the social media platforms, where as in the business, you come up, you interact with the people and you have to engage on the social media for the customers and audience. So these are the two major difference I could analyze in my life. Second is like regarding the team building process, regarding the guidance that how to build a team, because at the end you cannot do all the things by your own. Initially I started doing it, but I could not handle that much of pressures. So second thing is team building. Third thing was like legal issues. There were, as I have registered a private limited company, so I was not aware that what are the MCA rules and regulations, what needs to be adhered for the like compliances. There are few compliances that we need to do on a monthly or yearly basis, and there were many CA who were actually not guiding the proper compliances issues. I faced the like fines. Initial days, I have faced the fines issues that some compliances were missed by the CA, and even I was not knowing. So I started reading the compliances part, so also that I should be aware about it, the legal part. Third thing was the technical part. Let's say if I am entering into the some technical domains, there has to be a website created and all these stuffs created. So from where to start, how to start, what should be the things, how the market has to be approached, how the customers has to be like there has to be a customer engagement and customer retention process. So all these things I was not knowing. I kept on studying and studying for each and everything. Like today I have a like I have created a departments from non-technical to technical, from graphics, social media, content writing, market research, everything I have created. And for all these departments, I have particularly studied that how these departments have to work, how the people have to be into engagement process, how the team has to engage themselves. Like it's a completely different version that you need to lead a team, you need to lead your own organization, and you have to get the work done at the end of the day. So this was the major challenge for me. That, and fourth was the finance. Yes, if let's say you get some financial support from your family or something like that, but still there is so much of expenditures you can see at the initial days, you cannot even try to manage that, how you need to allocate your funds in which all places to get the maximum outputs. These all things I have actually addressed it, the issues that funds management, the team building, how to actually go with the right selections of the right people in the team to build those things. Then comes the, if you want to have the healthcare support to the customers, to the patients, then that healthcare has to be given by a senior practitioners who are well trained in their field. All these things, like it developed over a period of time. It was not a overnight process. So I think that it took me 3 years to analyze those things, to come up, to give a solutions, to understand that how the offline and online processes works, and then deliver the solution and do the market research, analyze the competition analysis, do a SWOT analysis of your competitors, that how your competitors are working, what you need to actually stand out in the market to give to your customers, to give to your clients, to give to the companies or colleges. That all things I have analyzed it over the years.
Definitely, these were the major bottlenecks in the path of your success. I can say that the fund is a problem, and other thing is that because we people, technical people, don't know much about the legal issues, which a CA or maybe the lawyer can just explain you. So
Yes, sir. Like for solving the legal issues also, I have first of all, a right person has to be there in your team who has to guide each and everything about the legal points. Let's say tomorrow your company grows up and it becomes $1 million or a unicorn company. Entire legal issues has to be dealt with a proper person. So it becomes like first step for me to learn about those things, to rightly select those people who can actually guide me to those points, and how I can I have read many companies today which are working in India and abroad. Let's say Facebook, Google, Amazon, how it actually started, how, what problems they have faced, how they have countered it, what I kept on reading the business models, what they have developed for their business during their initial days and during their advanced stage. So entire analysis I have done, and these founders, like let's say Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Page of the Google, the Jack Ma of the Alibaba. So they have come from which backgrounds? Are their backgrounds is relevant to the companies they have built? And what actually motivated them to build these systems? What actually was there? Why they have selected those systems? So entire analysis I have done, and then I have come to my business models.
Okay.
Yes.
Good, Shivani, because maybe many of the hurdles which came into our path will also learn us something for the future. Thank you. Vikas, what was your bottleneck and problems which you faced in the earlier days of your startup?
Yes, sir. I can say I learned a thing from last 2 to 3 years. Like startup is always a challenge, daily a challenge. You have to solve a problem daily. So I just started. Then the first problem I faced कि सर मुझे अपना जो भी आइडिया था वो ऑन पेपर रजिस्टर्ड कराना था. लाइक सबसे पहला कंफ्यूजन यही था कि कंपनीज के जो कैटेगरी होती है उसमें से कौन सी कैटेगरी मेरे लिए बेस्ट सुटेबल होगी. लाइक आई हैव चूज प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. सो व्हाई आई चूज दिस. तो मैंने इसके बारे में बहुत सारी रिसर्च की लाइक कंपनीज के टाइप कई तरह. लाइक you can make a proprietorship company or a LLP or a private limited. So first I have to figure out what kind of category suits on us. So सर सबसे पहली प्रॉब्लम ये फेस करी. देन उसके बाद कंपनी ऑन पेपर आई, मेरा आइडिया ऑन पेपर आया. देन उसके बाद सर मैंने ये चीजें सीखी हैं सर कि लाइक ऑन पेपर things are very beautiful. When we go on a field or try to implement your idea in market, the things are changed totally. The scenario is different in the market. So the first thing is registering a company. So that's a problem. Then I face a problem with team. You have एक टीम सर, एक स्टार्टअप के लिए सर एक क्रिएटिव और हार्ड वर्किंग टीम इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Then I just started to try some people. बहुत लोग आते थे सर, पर लाइक कोई मेरे साथ 10 दिन रहा, कोई 15 दिन रहा. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम सर ये हुआ करती थी स्टार्टिंग के दिनों में. सर आई कांट पे एनीथिंग टू एनीवन. सो नाउ आई कम अप विद द आइडिया दैट लाइक मैं उनको एक टारगेट देता हूँ. अगर वो टारगेट कंप्लीट करते हैं देन आई हैव टू पे. So that's my solution for this problem. Then next problem is मैंने जो भी ऑन पेपर अपना आइडिया बनाया था कि मैं हॉस्टल्स के साथ जाके टाई अप करूंगा एंड मार्केटिंग करूंगा. स्टूडेंट्स आएंगे, मैं उनको स्टूडेंट्स को जाके वहाँ सेटल कराऊंगा और जो भी मेरा इनकम होगा that's this kind of easy on paper. Then I just started on my idea. Then I face a problem like I टारगेट ऑडियंस. सर मार्केटिंग में सर टारगेट ऑडियंस आइडेंटिफाई करना इज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग कि हम अपने बिजनेस को किन लोगों के बीच प्रमोट कर रहे हैं. लाइक अगर हम एक टॉय कंपनी है और हम अपनी टारगेट और हम अपना प्रोडक्ट अडल्ट्स में प्रमोट करते हैं, देन रिजल्ट इज जीरो. if you are a toy company or you are promoting your company in adult audience zone, then so I have to find out कि मैं अपने जो भी टारगेट ऑडियंस है जो कि स्टूडेंट्स एंड एम्प्लॉयज हैं, मैं उनको टारगेट कैसे करूं. लाइक उनका डेटा चाहिए मुझे और प्रमोशन के लिए. लाइक मुझे उनकी लीड्स चाहिए कि गलगोटिया में किस तरह जो फ्रेशर्स आए हैं वो बच्चे क्योंकि फ्रेशर्स ही अभी शिफ्ट करेंगे हॉस्टल एंड पीजीज में, तो दिस इज माय टारगेट ऑडियंस। देन आई जस्ट स्टार्ट मार्केटिंग। देन मार्केटिंग जब सर मैंने स्टार्ट की तो मार्केटिंग फेलियर हो गया, पूरा जो भी मार्केटिंग मेरा प्लान था वो सब फेल हुआ, क्योंकि मेरी जो टारगेट ऑडियंस थी वो आइडेंटिफाई नहीं थी। जो भी मेरे मार्केटिंग का प्लान था वो फील्ड पे वर्क नहीं कर पाया। देन आई हैव टू मॉडिफाई माय मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी। देन मैंने अपनी मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी को रीबिल्ड किया एंड आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड। अभी सर 2-3 महीने से मैंने अपनी चीजें बदली है, तो अभी चीजें ठीक होने लगी है सर। तो लाइक मैंने सर दो लाइक नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम इज फंडिंग। सर मैंने जब से ये स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट किया है आई हैव अर्न ऑलमोस्ट नथिंग, लाइक नथिंग। थोड़ा मतलब वो सर ऐसे नहीं कह सकते कि वो अर्निंग है। तो लाइक जब से मैंने ये स्टार्ट किया सर आई जस्ट इन्वेस्टेड। अभी टिल द डेट आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग इन माय स्टार्टअप। I have faith in my startup. I am earning a little bit amount, but not a decent amount, as I have a private limited company. So the main problem is funding. I am मैं सर जो भी अभी तक लगाया है अपने स्टार्टअप पे, अपनी पर्सनल सेविंग लगाई है और पेरेंट्स के उससे कुछ बोरो किया है, तो सर चीजें वैसी चल रही हैं। तो सर अभी जब से 3 या 4 साल से मैं स्टार्टअप पे काम कर रहा हूँ, तो चीजें सर एक चीज है कि यू हैव टू सॉल्व प्रॉब्लम डेली डेली। तो सर दिस इज माय एक्सपीरियंस फ्रॉम माय स्टार्टअप।
Thank you, Vikas.
Very nice, Vikas, because as it is not easy to start a startup. Always we have to face many problems before a particular successful point, we can say. Professor Mazen, please say something about this
Yeah,
particular.
sure. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम क्या है? आइडिया को कंसीव करके पेपर पे उतारना। एज विकास सेड कि ऑन पेपर एवरीथिंग लुक्स वेरी रोजी। आप सॉफ्टवेयर में प्रोग्राम लिखते हैं, पेपर में लगता है इट विल रन। जब आप उसको सिस्टम में डालते हो, रन करने का कमांड देते हैं, देयर आर मल्टीपल माल फंक्शंस इट इज शोइंग कि parenthesis missing in line number 11 which you could have क्या बोलते हैं skip हो जाती है। तो many problems you face in paper, everything looks very rosy, but life is not a piece of paper. Life is something which is very hard. And इन बच्चों को एक सॉल्यूशन मैं देता हूँ कि इन बच्चों ने अपनी कंपनी को MSME से रजिस्टर कराया। शिवानी,
Yes, sir.
have you registered your company with MSME?
No, sir. It is under the MCA. Yes.
MSME से कर लोगे तो MSME gives you fund, क्योंकि जो आप लोगों की बातों से मैं समझ पाया, फंड इज ए मेजर इशू जो कि उस पेपर को रियलाइज करने में मददगार साबित होता है। MSME gives you 15 to 25 lakhs as सीड मनी। सीड मनी का मतलब समझे? ये पैसा गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को लौटाने का नहीं है,
Yes,
बट
sir.
ये खाने के लिए नहीं है, कुछ काम करने के लिए है।
Startup India also provides a seed funds of 20 lakhs.
Yes.
I am already registered with it, so I don't think MSME I need
नहीं,
to.
अब बता रहा हूँ, जैसे विकास के केस में अगर वो MSME से अपनी कंपनी रजिस्टर करता है तो 25 लाख रुपए उसको सीड मनी मिल जाएगा, 15 से 25 लाख। उसके बाद डेफिनेटली वंस ही comes up, yes, now I am at a mature level, then the MSME can give you fund up to 1 crore. So the business goes smoothly, क्योंकि any businessman doesn't use his own money. जैसे विकास ने बोला कि पेरेंट से लिया, इनसे लिया, उनसे लिया, क्यों नहीं? MSME से ले सकते थे। So if you want Shivani कि MSME से रजिस्टर करना है, I will help you. I will take you to club.
Yes, sir. Like what I have analyzed during my process of this journey, that let's say you have a funds of 20 lakhs, you have a funds of 10 lakhs, but it becomes a very, very critical that in which things you are actually investing.
Yes, correct.
And let's say amount is not a big deal, but it only comes with a proper investment strategy, that where you want to invest and on what people and what things you want to invest to get the maximum result. So let's say I hire a people of 1 lakh rupees, and if the people are not working, then the 1 lakh rupees is of a waste.
Yes, correct. It is a trade out money.
So if I hire a people of 1 lakh rupees and they generate a revenue or sales of 20 lakhs rupees, then it's a like opportunity, and it gives more promotions to the business. So it actually depends that in what you are making an investment. I have analyzed it, and I could find it this solution, that select the right choice and right
Yes.
people for the business.
Thank you. Mishra sir, would you like to say something? Papa chale gaye. Okay, Naveen sir, that is all from my side.
So nice of you, sir, your comments, because the fund is also one of the major issue in any of the startup. Maybe the idea is good, but due to the lack of fund, big startup, the viable startup, the more good startup may not survive in future. Shivani,
Yes, sir.
one question from you. Are you there, Shivani?
Sir, there is some network issue. I will be.
Okay. So I'm just asking the Shivani, it is a particular question to you, because I just want to ask you that as a female, what are the hurdles or problems specifically as a female which you face, which you thought that if you were not the female, that you will not maybe such type of problems, if have any particular type of problems you have faced?
So as a female, like many of the people don't want the females to get interacted with many people. In business, you have a daily interaction, you meet so many people, and this is a part of a life that you cannot compromise with it. So many people don't want to enter into such zones. The first thing is this. Second thing is there was a family support, so I did not find so much difficulty. But at the end of the day, like, they were not asking so many questions that why this is not done or that is not done. They have given me some space and leverage that yes, if you cannot perform, you have the time to perform it at your own pace. And just because they have supported and given me the space, I could have done it this much far. And regarding the problem statement as a woman, I have felt that in today's time, as the government is supporting the women entrepreneurs, so many like, I have tried to collaborate with the senior industry people. So they just thought that it is really great that a woman is running a business, and they would be getting a privilege for being a part of the women's entrepreneur business. So in today's time, if woman is running a business, I think that it's a greater opportunity for the people to get associated.
Good, Shivani. I think you have given the answer also of my next question, but still I just want to ask you that what are the major thing which support you to overcome with this problem, which I asked you earlier?
Support is like family support. So first thing is like, as my father is from the academics background, so he just helped me out with each and every process for connections that I was not able to handle the team well. So he just trained me that how to handle the team, how to build a team, what you actually need to inculcate in yourself to lead the team. These all things he has taught me. How to build a policy, that how to govern a system. So he is good in the administration process and policy building. So he taught me that process. And for the, like, he given me the space that whatever I wanted to do, I can do it, whether it's a UPSC or a business. So these are two different things, but having a trust on a child is the most important. So in the initial days, it might not work, but later on, as you grow, it works. So that is the thing.
Thank you, Shivani. Professor Mazen, please.
सर कुछ कमेंट देंगे? कहाँ
Yes.
चले गए?
Please,
नहीं है।
please, sir. Mazen sir,
हाँ,
please say something about this type of hurdles which I just asked to Shivani, that as a female, what are the issues or how she just got overcome with such type of
भैया नॉर्मली हमारे यहाँ कॉलेजों में जो लड़कियां आती है एडमिशन लेती है, दे प्रिफर CAs, MCA, BCA, in which there are no कपड़े गंदे न हो, आराम से टेबल जॉब मिल जाए. And when they pass out, they look for Infosys आ रही है, चलो कैंपस में मिल जाता है. TCS आ रही है, बैठ जाओ. Because Infosys हो या TCS हो, 9 to 5, 9 to 6 job and 5 days a week, and rest time they can enjoy. That has been a general perception about female students in our college. मेरी एक स्टूडेंट होती थी मिश्रा सर के डिपार्टमेंट में, तनुश्री जैन. She is also an entrepreneur. She has got a full-fledged factory of LED bulb and tube light and all sorts of LED things at Suratpur. She got a grant of 1.25 crores from Government of India under MSME, and she is running business very successfully. उसको भी उसके फादर का सपोर्ट था. As Shivani has said that she has full support of Mishra sir. Unless family supports a female, they cannot come up. That is a general trend. So family support is mandatory. Or Mishra sir comes from defense background, so I can understand that they are quite liberal and open-minded. कि लड़कियों को इस तरह का स्पेस और फ्रीडम दिया जाए. नॉर्मली जैसे किरण मजूमदार शॉ, who is running Biocom, it is a bigger one of the Fortune 500 companies in that domain for medicines and biotechnology, etc. So I wish Shivani a very good luck that in 3-4 years she becomes a unicorn, and in 10 years time she becomes a decacorn. All the best to you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Mazen sir. Now, as Shivani is giving the answer of my last two question, I'm just giving a pause to Shivani and giving the chance to say something. Because my next question is that, what is your dream after 5 years? Where you want to see your company? What is your plan?
So, my plan is to expand my company at least in next 2 years in Delhi NCR, like Gurgaon, Noida, Greater Noida, and Delhi. My plan is for next 2 years is to expand my company to Delhi NCR, and then after 2 years, I want to expand my company more further, like Kota, Rajasthan, Sonipat, and I have planned for Pan India. So I'm working on it, and hope I will do it.
Good.
Now, thank you, Vikas. Good. I hope that you will success in your dream. And after 5 years, we can see that you have a multiple branch in multiple cities.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thanks.
Now, Shivani, the same question from you, that after 5 years, where you want to see your company? What is your plan?
Yes. After 5 years, I wanted to see, like, right now I am already working in Pan India. So I wanted to expand globally to US, Europe, and Southeast Asia. First thing, that is global expansion. Second thing, regarding the teams, like right now I don't have that much of hired employees or salary based people. So yes, I aim to have like more than 10,000 employees working under me, and I have to generate like reach up to the revenue stage of at least a 50 million. I aim for it. But
Definitely you will.
let's say I could achieve that much of goal with my expansion and strategy process.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Shivani. It's good, and we hope that you will do it. And we can see that again. Invite you after 5 years to just say something on this panel discussion. Okay, Professor Mahajan, just a few words from your side.
So I would like to sum up whatever we have discussed today.
Yeah.
Mishra sir कहाँ चले गए? Left the meeting.
Yeah.
चलो कोई बात नहीं.
Please.
So, as a sum up part, इन बच्चों ने जो एक विजन लेकर शुरू किया है स्टार्टअप, ये डेफिनेटली कमेंडेबल है. और क्योंकि नॉर्मली बीटेक करते करते आप खुद भी एडमिशन सेल में जानते हो, पेरेंट्स जब बच्चे को फर्स्ट ईयर में लेके आते हैं तो क्या पूछते हैं कोर्स कोऑर्डिनेटर से, प्लेसमेंट कैसा है. यार मैं हर स्टूडेंट को मेरे लिए जो भी आता है एक ही बोलता हूँ, why be a job seeker, be a job giver, as these two young friends of mine have done it. Be a job giver, why be a job seeker. ठीक है, 100 में से 2 ही निकले हैं. हमारे जैसे IMT में there are 8 startups, 50 का provision है incubation center में. So and we have got innovation cell also. So whatever products we develop at innovation cell, if anybody wants to go for its production, they can do it and they can register their company. And as a part of summary, parent support to females is mandatory. And because our social norms, society is such, कि एकदम जिसको हिंदी में बोलते ना भ्रकुटियां तन जाती है, कि उनको कुछ नहीं चाहिए होता है, गॉसिप होती है. इसके लिए पेरेंट्स हैव टू कम फॉरवर्ड. एंड इन केस ऑफ शिवानी, her parents have done a commendable job, and Vikas really doing a wonderful work, and he has got a dream of having his presence felt pan India. Hope both of you become unicorn within 5 years span, and 10 years span you become decacorn, and that is my all the best wishes to you. Thank you, Navin sir, and to this young.
Thank you, Mahajan sir. We hope that our best wishes to all entrepreneur, our future good entrepreneur, and they are doing their best, and a little more hard work required to do, because the team building is also one of the important tasks, because reliable person should be with you in your guidance and all. And family support in any case, what I suppose that family support is very, very important for anybody, because if your mind is cool, if your mind is not tense, that some family is not supporting you, or maybe don't want to that you can do such type of thing, that is very difficult for anybody to think about some new things and some new idea. So my opinion is that all the factors are equally important, but the family support is very much important for any successful startup. So thank you, Professor Mahajan, to just give us your expert comments. Thank you, Shivani. We hope that best wishes for your future endeavor. And Vikas, you too. We hope that you all both will do good. And again, in the future, we will invite you to just have some another issues, or maybe another topic on which we will do the panel discussion. Thank you, Dr. Also, Bajrang Mishra sir. So thank you very much to be with us and just give your precious time to discuss such a critical and such an important issue of a startup, because we are also in the process of motivating the other students to start their startup. Because by these panel discussion, they may have some new ideas, or they may have some good things which you say that you face something which they may not face if they are prepared themselves before the initial phases. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you, Vikas. Thank you, Professor Mahajan. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.